Hello, everybody, and welcome to Early Access Podcast, episode 81. I am your host, as usual, Angelo, and thank you for checking us out, telling a friend, and entering the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy Edition contest. So I got about 13 days left on this thing, and we are at 1,275 entries. I don't know how many people that is. A lot of people have been entering every day with the one every day. So I think it's about 50 or 60 people. It's awesome. I'm so happy that it's getting more people listening to the podcast, checking out the YouTube channel and everything. Yeah, it's been great. So don't forget, if you, or like tell your friends or something, it's earlyaccessmedia.com. The link's on there. It's also on the Facebook page, facebook.com/earlyaccess. I think Early Access PC? I don't know. Figure it out later. Early Access Podcast on Facebook. You can find it. It's not that hard. Just Google. Google works really well for that. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. I put up my Christmas tree. I decorated the house. It's been a lot of fun. Picked up a couple of Funko Pops. I picked up. What did I pick up? A friend of mine's down at Disney, and he got me 3 of the 4 Haunted Mansion Pops, which is awesome. I'm super stoked about that stuff coming. Hopefully he doesn't crush the boxes on his way. But that reminds me, if you're a collector, if you collect Pops, bottom corner of the page, I might actually bump these up at some point. You can go sign up for Pop in a Box. Pop in a Box is a subscription-based service, just like Loot Crate or any other box, like monthly box program that they're doing now. It seems like everybody's got one. Marvel's got one, and then I think DC said they're getting one soon. But this one is a Funko Pop box, so everybody signs up for the other ones to get the exclusive Pops. This one also is the same thing. Right now, if you go sign up, I think it's 5% off. I'm sure if you Google around, you can find it 10% off. But they'll send you. There's one. You can pick 1 through to 12. There's different tiers of how many they send you, and it's guaranteed to not be in your collection. So the coolest thing is it's free, so you don't even have to sign up for their subscription box service. But if you just go on here, you can click the Pop Tracker. You can click the Pop Tracker, and you can choose what Pops you have, and it'll actually keep track of everything. And they have the most comprehensive list of all the Pop figures. I mean, it's not going to give you prices or anything, but it will let you know. It will let you select which Pops you have, and you can also take the time and go through all of them and thumbs up and thumbs down anything that you don't want, and they will make sure to send you something that's not in your collection. It's completely free to do that. That's why I have it. I hadn't signed up for the box service, but I just use it for that because it's a good way to keep track of the collection. It's a good way, like if you're trading people, you can send them like your collection and be like, hey, I have this stuff for trade. It's pretty cool. I've just been super into following the Pops lately. Picked up a whole bunch of stuff lately, and it's just eating up my wallet, but it's fun. I like them. So other than Christmassy things, setting up my tree and decorating and everything, I did actually get a chance to play an early access game. Look at me, I'm awesome. This is where I would push the button for like an applause track, but I don't have any kind of program set up for that yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day when I get a co-host or something, I will invest in some kind of drop system, but I don't have that. So I've been talking about this game for the past couple weeks. I actually talked about it in the last couple episodes. It's called Utopia IX, A Volatile Vacation. 8 reviews, 100% positive. $11.99, which I think the price point is spot on. So what Utopia IX is, it is a twin stick, like top-down twin stick shooter roguelike. But it does some really cool stuff. So basically what happens is you are crash landing on a planet and you must shoot your way through the levels. Each level seems to be procedurally generated depending on like what enemies and where they are and what what attacks and whatnot that they have. So basically you run around and you have 2 slots. You have your like gun, and you have a melee attack, or sometimes it's a shield. So you're making your way through these stages, and then what happens is once you finish a stage, it pulls out to an overworld map, and you get to select the path you want to choose to go, and the whole point is to get to the end. In the, like 40 minutes or so in the first look, I didn't manage to get past like the third stage because the game's really hard. It looks great though. It's responsive. I did have some frame rate issues, but that's going to happen in an early access game. It could have been a number of things. It could have been my internet. It could have had problems with the recording, or it just might not be optimized perfectly. But it's really awesome. So you have different kinds of weapons. As you move through the levels, there's like these little rooms, like buildings that you can go into, and there's loot in each one. And when you're at the overworld map, when you hover over, it'll actually tell you like what kind of weapons to expect in that area. So when you're plotting your path, you can choose based on what you're looking for as far as like how you want to play that run. So if you want energy weapons, or you want explosive weapons, or you want a better melee weapon, it'll tell you on the map, and it'll tell you like what mini bosses and whatnot are there. And the other cool thing it does is, so you level up as you play through each run, and you get mutations. So when you level up, you get to choose between one of several mutations that pop up on this little, helix DNA strand, and you can choose them, and they do cool stuff like, you shoot faster, sometimes ammo drops, one of them is like ammo drops give you extra health, heal you for health. One I had was pretty cool. It seemed rarer than some of the other ones I had, but it, if you took damage, you would get a bubble, like a little energy bubble. So it's pretty deep for an early access game. I love what they're doing with the twin stick shooter. They're taking it out of the box a little bit by adding these different layers. I like the roguelike portion of it, but it's very hard. But it got easier. As I was playing it, I got a little bit better, even in the 3 runs that I did during the first look. Plan on going back to that soon. It looks great, so I would go check that out. Yeah, Utopia IX, links in the show notes. Go check that out. All right, so this next game I actually did a first look for a while back. It's called The Ritual on Wayland Island. Now, if you remember, if you watched that video, it's a first-person, story-driven horror action game. It didn't seem too scary when I played it. So basically, you're on an island, and then you're looking for your family. And what I played of it in that first hour or so was good. I enjoyed what I played of it. I thought the story was interesting. I didn't continue playing it. The audio was really bad. Like the voiceover stuff, the levels were hit and miss. It sounded like it was recorded in a garage, and just like it was just really bad. The levels were all over the place. I haven't gone back to it to check to see if it's changed since then. But it is currently sitting at 81% out of 22 reviews, and it's 25% off until December 11th, so it's $7.50 right now. From what I remember, I would recommend checking it out. It seems like, let's see, there's a couple reviews up from this. My review's still there. You can go check out the video if you want to see it. Somebody actually did comment on it recently about if I had played it. This was a review key, first of all, that I did play that game with. But I enjoyed what I played of it. You can go read. I actually wrote a review for this when I was still writing actual reviews and posting them onto Steam, which I have since stopped doing because people seem to get mad about that kind of stuff. But yeah, go read the review. Go watch the first looks. I will try to get back to it now that it is launched. But congratulations to these guys at Zima Games for getting through early access. Hopefully people find their game and it does well for them. All right, this next game is called Blackfaun. Now, I actually got a copy of this a while back, an actual executable copy of this game, and I don't know if I ever got around to playing it. So it's a top-down, three-quarter view RPG, action RPG, roguelike. When I got it, I don't think I even played more than a couple minutes of it, just because there was no way to really point people in the direction of it at the time. So this is an early access. It's got 7 reviews, 85% positive. It's $14.99, which is a little bit on the high side. Let's see what the negative review has to say. It's probably not going to be in my language. No, it is. It says it's interesting and has promise. I hope controller support is enabled soon and the permadeath feature is not the norm. Going to ask for a refund on this and we'll check back in 6 months when it gets out of early access. I wanted to support the game, but since it's a small studio, but after playing a while, I was just not feeling it. Maybe you will. I mean, this guy played it for 3.3 hours, so about 20 minutes. I feel like that's a shitty negative review. And I also feel like his review should be pulled after he gets a refund. Also, fuck you. Like, what do you... Like, roguelike. Like, if you don't know what roguelike means, which is permadeath, then it's on you. Like, this is one of the reasons why I wasn't a fan of this return policy that Steam enacted. I feel like it should exist in some form or another, but for these kind, like in this situation, I feel like it shouldn't really affect that guy's experience. Like that's buyer's remorse. That's not on the developer. The developer makes it pretty clear that this game is a roguelike game with permadeath. But anyway, it looks pretty cool. I don't remember much of it. It is like a point-and-click action RPG, much like a Diablo. It's hard to compare these kinds of games to anything but that style of game. But that's because it is what it looks like. So go check that out, though. Blackfaun, from what I remember of like looking at it before, seemed pretty cool. It looks really nice. It's got a great art style. Go check that out. Totally worth your time. Alright, I'm saving that game for last. Alright, so this game is called Rise of the Keepers. 6 reviews, 100% positive. $20, which is a little bit expensive for an early access game. 10% off, though, until the 11th of December for a whole $18. So you get to save a whole $2 on this one. Now this game, I don't even know what to say about it. So it says it's a mix of old school RPGs, tower defense, and MOBAs. It says explore a huge map, get resources, build structures, fight great enemies, find treasure, and of course defend your base. It is a single player top-down game where, from what I can gather from the video, it's exactly what it explains. It's basically a tower defense game. Yeah, they use those terms all together, though, like RPGs and whatever. I mean, basically you're leveling up your buildings and you're fighting waves of enemies. That's a tower defense game. Especially when it's single player, there is not, like, it's not all three of those. It's just a tower defense game that has customization like a tower defense game. It's just a little bit deeper tower defense game. But it does look pretty cool. But like I said, it is a little bit on the expensive side for an early access game. However, all the reviews are positive. And it's people that have seen to play it for quite a little bit of time. 5 hours, 7, 4. And there's only 3 that I can read. But yeah, they seem to be playing it. So go check that out. Rise of the Keepers. I just thought it was an interesting explanation for a type of game, but it's just a tower defense game. That's all. Alright, so the last game I got for you guys is called Huntworld. This one I didn't really catch until today. So Huntworld is very positive. 90% with 334 reviews. The reason I'm impressed is because it has 334 reviews for what is another first-person survival horror game. Blows my mind. There's not like there's not enough of these or something, but this game has the aesthetic of, maybe a Team Fortress. It looks really nice for an open world survival game. So the one thing that caught my eye, though, and I actually tried to get in touch with them because I want to get a key for this game. It says that it's got a focus on deep survival progression that doesn't become trivial once you establish some basic needs. And it says it's built for hardcore gamers. See, I like the idea of permanent progression of your character in the world. I mean, that's always been my thing about why these games don't really retain the player base over time, or why people have a hard time sticking with a game like this. It's because of the fact that you don't get to progress permanently and you're constantly feeling like you're starting over, or it's extremely hard to just get started. I like what they have to say about that portion of the game. I don't know how it actually works. That's why I'm trying to get a key. Seems like there's vehicles, which is awesome. You just go watch the trailer. It looks really nice. It is on the expensive side, though, and I'll definitely take that into account when if I get a review copy of it. But it's $25. It's 20% off, though, until the 22nd of December, so you have plenty of time to pick this up for $20. Hopefully, between now and the next few days, I'll get a copy of it, and I'll be able to get a video up so you can see some gameplay of it, so you can help with your decision, or just go to YouTube and try to Google some people playing it, or check it out on Twitch. I'm sure somebody's streaming it right now on Twitch. But with how positive the game is for a game that came out a couple days ago, hopefully it's doing pretty well. Let's check Steam charts and see. Let's see how it's doing with players in game right now. Well, that's not right. Let's check. Well, I mean, it's doing great. 1,800 people were playing within the last hour, and it seems to be on a steady increase. Since the launch, and it just keeps going up. It's peaked at 2,600 concurrent players, and now it's down around 1,800. That's because of the time of day it is. So it's doing really well. So, if you're looking for a different kind of open world survival game, I would recommend looking into that, because I like what they're saying about it. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Trying to think if there's anything pertinent to tell you. Yeah, go sign up for the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy Edition giveaway. Follow me on Facebook. Go like us on Facebook. Early Access Podcast on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, Early Access PC. Excuse me. It is the holiday season, so if you can, or if you'd like to support the show, please click through the Amazon banner at the bottom of earlyaccessmedia.com. Click through that. Bookmark it, use it whenever you purchase anything off of Amazon. It really does help out the show. It's the best way to support the show. If you want to support the show, you can check the Patreon account. It's kind of dormant because there's nobody following it, but it's there for if it does ever happen. I will do special things just for Patreons. So early access on Patreon, you can check that out. You can use the Pop in a Box link at the bottom of the page if you want to make a list for like keep track of your pops that way, or if you want to sign up, there's a link down there for that. Review the show. If you enjoy the show, if you've listened to the show, if you like it, I try to keep it short, try to keep it informative and a little bit of fun. But if you like the show, head on over to iTunes, 5 stars preferably. Let people know what you think. Bumps us up in the ratings. I think I'm way down there. I'm not even in like the top 1,000 probably, but those kind of things do help out. It does bump the show up a little bit. But, other than that, guys, I hope you have a good start to your week. I'm going to probably try to upload this stuff before I fall asleep at my keyboard. But until next time, guys, this is Angelo with Early Access Media and Early Access Podcast. And I'll see you guys next time.